Hello, and welcome back to the series where I explain my music. And we now have a new song out, NORUSHEN. So, yeah, let's talk about NORUSHEN.
Swimming in my arrogance, swimming in my arrogance. NORUSHEN, NORUSHEN, you could never tame me. Legions of
So, NORUSHEN is a sort of hip-hop poetry blend, kind of similar to Escapism and Boy and Astra, in the sense that it's got a little bit of both. It's quite hyper, it's quite active, it's quite aggressive in the first half, and then it definitely slows down more and, focuses more on the lyrics and what the song's trying to say. But what is that exactly? What is NORUSHEN? Because you've probably never fucking heard of this unless you played World of Warcraft. But NORUSHEN, at its simplest, is simply just a character from World of Warcraft. He's a raid boss or whatever in the Mists of Pandaria expansion. And I used to be a huge Warcraft player when I was a little bit younger, maybe like 13 to like 18. I used to play like pretty excessively, and that was a huge part of my life. And even though I don't really play games anymore, I'm very like past that phase. I can still be grateful, and the like world and art and stuff from especially World of Warcraft is just fucking gorgeous. So, but why NORUSHEN, right? Yeah, NORUSHEN was a Titanic watcher in the MOP expansion. In one of the raids, you would encounter him, and he was a guardian who held the manifestation of pride in prison. So he was basically the guy to humble it in a way. And unfortunately, when Garrosh gets into power and sort of takes over everything, NORUSHEN is weak and he can no longer defend against the Shah of Pride. So he sends you guys into the valley, and you have to fight her. And I just think, my brother made the beat for this. And around that time, I noticed myself getting a little bit cocky. I was sort of started writing this back in Perth, I think, a little bit. And I was seeing pretty good traffic with all the performances. I was definitely seeing my streams climb a bit compared to like other artists around my range. And I was feeling a little bit arrogant and a little bit boasty, like, you want to boast and shit, which, that's never okay, but sometimes it's just a little bit fun. And, obviously since then I've definitely been humbled about that burst. But that was what became of the kind of initial concept. I wanted to write a song about pride. I wanted to write a song about arrogance and especially humility. And I guess the way that song is structured, you got like verse 1, the bridge, and then like verse 2. It's almost like it starts off super aggressive, super arrogant, super in your face. Like, look at my stream. Look, I'm just really in your energy, like just forcing you to like, I'm down your throat. And then the song really slows. It really goes down and sort of takes an analysis of the world that we live around us and the whole nature of just people, especially like myself, right, as a musician and a social media person. We have to live this specific life and pretend that people actually give a shit about us when that might not be the truth. We all just want to be celebrities glued to fucking technology. And I think that sort of approach to the second verse, where it's not so obvious that it's kind of like me coming down a bit, is cool. And I wanted to sort of put a poem in a song again, because it's something I've done for like a lot of unreleased songs, but I haven't really released a song with a poetry bridge till now. And then obviously the third verse is me coming to terms with myself and understanding it's not that I shouldn't be arrogant, which is true, right? But like, it's me just being humbled. I'm like, I'm nobody. I'm still flawed. I still have a lot of places to go. I'm still not famous or anything, right? But like, it's kind of like that realization and that submission to NORUSHEN and sort of like treating NORUSHEN as my guardian. I am in this song basically the manifestation of pride, screaming out, needing to be humbled because I'm so destructive and dangerous. And as the song ends, it is me on my knees begging to NORUSHEN to put my ego to sleep so I can sleep deep tonight, which I find a beautiful line. So what was the War Chief's log then?
The War Chief's log. As I walk this metallic cityscape, smelling like overpriced beer and cigarettes, making 21 an hour, barely enough to feed the landlord's desires.
That was something I just kind of made and used it as like a teaser for the song, which definitely sort of looks at the song in a kind of different light than I just explained. It kind of focuses more on the like religious aspect. And I think I used to be Christian. I grew up in a Christian family. In my opinion, I'm not religious anymore, and I've always been a little bit like skeptical of religion, but fascinated by religion. I think you can learn so much about human nature, culture, especially in like non-Western religions. But yeah, the song definitely focuses more on like Christianity and that traditional Catholic God approach. And yeah, I don't know. I really didn't have this intention for the song to be anything about religion. But one night, me and my girlfriend, we went to the Melbourne light show or something. And there was just like this weird light room that you could come in. And we just came after the gym and I had this like turtleneck on. I was like, oh shit, like I look kind of like a priest. And this looks very like grand and ethereal and like holy. And then she took some photos. We fucked around, had some fun. She kind of gives them to me. I'm like, oh crap, like this is what I want NORUSHEN to be. Like, I can't just, I don't want to get copyrighted for using like the actual character from World of Warcraft. I'm like, this is more of a unique and original approach. And it's not just so set in stone that it's like just about a character. Like, it's about so much more. And then I just started writing sort of a little short story about this kind of, not like me, but like maybe a separate version of me that would take that submission, like he's really drunk and then he just stumbles into a church and his life is going to shit, so he uses what a lot of people, when their life's bad, they might turn to religion or something because they need an escape, they need an out, they need a logical explanation, and they want rebirth, they want to feel happy again. And a lot of people, I'm not saying it's wrong, I think it's okay to turn to religion in times of weakness, but I think that Warchief's Log looks at it on like a very extreme level because, yeah, some, especially religious people, can be super arrogant and super in your face with their beliefs and very preachy. So I think that is I love that I did add all that element and make it really churchy because it's like, it's looking at my own pride and also like the pride of people who blindly follow and will blindly sort of consume everything. So that's the second part of the song, that the second sort of interpretation or meaning and inspiration. Yeah, it's definitely more of a hip-hop track. I know that's not what Suburban Love Trash was at all, really, and I think I might still make better rock music. I feel like I have a better voice for it and the flow and everything, but I did really enjoy making NORUSHEN. I enjoyed making all the teasers. I enjoyed the world of it, the places it took me. It's quite a vulnerable song. I think it's definitely my most original and most refined. Like, it's really, from a creative aspect, it was quite challenging. Like, the writing was hard, the delivery was hard. I still think it could be a little bit better here and there. But I do think I learned quite a lot from NORUSHEN. I think I noticed the importance of using backing ad-libs and stuff. That's something I haven't really explored yet. I did a little bit on Boy and Astra, but no other real songs. And I'm just like, oh shit, like that is such a like important thing that I've now realized. And that's so cool that I can do that now and like really utilize ad-libs and backing sounds because it just elevates small things. And I think it also makes like maybe bad flow or like errors, you can kind of like mask it a bit, because flow is definitely something I need to improve with and I'm trying actively. But yeah, NORUSHEN, definitely probably my favorite song that I've released so far. I think it's definitely in its own little spectrum, where something like Suburban Love Trash or even Boy and Astra were more like, I can sell this is quite easy to market because it's a bit easier to consume, a little bit easier to understand. It's more like one-dimensional. It's kind of just like this is a banger. It's straightforward. It's obvious what the songs are about. When NORUSHEN, it's just really something else, and I'm really proud of what it kind of is. And I just, I gotta thank my brother because the instrumental was sick. We made that actually together when the night before we went to Injury Reserve in Perth, and we were just fucking around in his apartment, just getting drunk, and we were just like making this beat, and sort of that was the very beginning of NORUSHEN. And it's really cool, to see just some random night I was at his apartment just getting lit, and now NORUSHEN exists. And yeah, it's been a journey, and new music will be on the horizon. I'm not gonna say anything more than that. I'm not gonna. Are we living right now? I don't know.
I am the king, give me the crown. I am the Lord, strike from above. I am the nightmare, hateful tears, shooting thunder, tore the earth asunder.